Hello everybody, it's Linda and I've got another design team project for Orchid Crafts to share with you. I have altered a, what can I say, a coffee container, and it looked like this originally. So not much to look at, but a fun shape. And this is how it turned out. And I'm really happy with it actually. So I'm going to explain to you the products I use from Orchid Crafts, and I'll put the item number on screen as I show you the different products from Orchid Crafts. So first of all, I'll explain to you how I did this. I took my container, and it's glass here and plastic there, and I just painted all of it using Mod Podge. So just clear Mod Podge all over, and then I started Mod Podging down some papers. I used torn bits and strips and pieces of newspaper. You can see them peeking through here, and I just did that randomly all over my bottle thing. And I painted the lid because the paint will stick so much better if you just cover it with a coating of Mod Podge first, or a gel medium. So that's how I did the base. Then after, I just smeared on some modeling paste and I just dabbed it on using a spatula. And if you want to see the technique for this, then you can just check out my tutorial for altering a steampunk bottle, because the beginning is just exactly the same thing. So you can see it in more detail there. I just covered with gesso, like parts of it. Then I used some pale pink paint on parts of it, and I used gold rub and buff or Inca gold and just smeared it out randomly all over. And then I started gluing down my embellishments, and I just used my glue gun. I love my glue gun. You can of course use any kind of glue that you have that is fairly quick drying. So I know Fabri-Tac is great for these kinds of projects. So this is from a piece of a butterfly trim from Orchid Crafts, and you can see the item number, like I said, on screen. So I also use a lot of this beautiful chiffon peach trim that they have, and I really love this trim. And I used butterflies on all the sides here, and this little body is just a cut piece from a trim that Fiona gave me. Hi Fiona, and thank you so much for the trim. I really love it. And here's just some swirls, and probably Prima pearls this, and just cut apart and used like the butterfly trail. And this beautiful lace here is also from Orchid Crafts, and it goes all the way around. And I have some trim under here, and that's just from my stash, and I just put this beautiful chiffon trim on top. And I have some pearl trim from Orchid Crafts here. I made a flower center, and I made a flower out of some crochet trim, and not trim, crochet doily piece, like just cut off remnants, and just a piece of chiffon flower from my stash. So, and there's also, yeah, there's just paper underneath here to hold this. So it was a flower made, and then I just glued it on top. And this is just a slider buckle with diamante and a half back pearl in the center, and then some flat back pearls glued around. And that I just do by first gluing the buckle onto my craft mat, because my craft mat can take the heat from the glue gun. And then I just glue that bead in the center, and then I put glue around it on the craft mat, and then I just put all the beads down around in a circle to get this flower center. So here is like the focal point of my altered project, and I just used a download from the internet, Marie Antoinette, I think it is. And here are some of the wild hip rosebuds, and these are Tuscany rosebuds. This is an open rose, and here are the beautiful lily flowers. They're here and there, and that's a tea rose. And behind it is just an applique, and this is just a rolled rose that I done myself, and with some bling in the center. So that's my altar project, and now I want to show you some of the cards that I've been making over the weekend. So as you can see, I've made a bunch of cards over the weekend, so let me show you them one by one. So I used the Lifetime A4 paper pad from Prima as the base of my cards, and as you can see in here, the papers are like distressed already, and there are some cutouts or things you can cut out and stuff. So I have had a hard time making an album from this, but it was really perfect as base for my cards. So the first card that I made is for my mom, actually. It's her birthday coming up soon, and I have made some gifts for her. In my previous video, I showed you in the Tresor Deluxe Design Team project, I showed you some of the gifts I've made for her. So this was created using the paper that I said for the background. I also cut some strips of it, and I added some strips of washi tape here and there. This is a Tim Holtz weathered clock die cut, and I just added some glitter to it and just distressed it with some paint. I have layered craft cardstock on top of white cardstock. So there's white cardstock as the base, and then craft, and then the Prima paper. And here is a metal filigree corner that I got from a Norwegian shop, and I just painted it and put some glitter on it, and some lace from my stash picking out here. This is doily that Annie gave me. Thank you so much, Annie. And this is a butterfly applique from my stash, and the body, I have a little quick tutorial for it. It's really simple. Just glue the pearls onto the feather. Nothing hocus pocus about it. And I used some of the white Orchid Crafts leaves, and here is a beautiful bead spray that I used also from Orchid Crafts, and the hip rosebuds, and I just added some glitter and paint to it to distress it. And here is a dove gray rose in the center, and one of the paper flowers here, also from Orchid Crafts, leaf picking out, just some bling pieces of trim from my stash, a white rose, and another dove gray rose. And here is again layered flowers from Orchid Crafts, and here is just a keyhole from Prima, and just a piece of trim also from Orchid Crafts, and a little heart here, and another filigree corner. And I did just some stamping to get the crackle effect with my crackle stamp here and there. So that's the front of the card, and then I just embellished it a little bit in here, kept it craft. I want to write her a message, and I just rolled the paper away a bit and stuck some paper from the Prima pad underneath and drew some lines to look like stitching. And here is just a couple of banners and a button and some twine. So really easy inside and back side. So I'm just going to glue down a greeting back here as well. So that's the first card. And here's the second one. As you can see, this is the paper from Prima in the background. Did some banners. Used one of the white foundation blooms here, and a button and some twine. This is happy birthday down here, or congratulations actually in Norwegian. And this is just a cutout from the paper. Again, my favorite butterflies and the body for it, and I added some beads to this one and a feather. And here is a Mocca colored rose, open rose. This is 25 millimeter. This is a 15 millimeter, and this one is a 15mm, and a little angel from my stash. And here is one of the Cosmo daisies. And up here, some more flowers from Orchid Crafts. And this is a piece of that chiffon trim with just a flatback pearl in the center. And here is a flatback pearl. And I glued down some lace here and there, and I just rolled the paper back. So that's that, and really easy inside. Just happy birthday. This is not a stamp, this is a die cut. And this is a Spellbinder's die that I just put down here. And here's the back of the card. I repeated the pattern from the front to the back just to make it look a little more interesting. So that's that card. And then you don't always need so many flowers to create an interesting card. Like here, I just used a crocheted flower from my stash, and then just this little 15mm open rose from Orchid Crafts. And I think it just added that little something. So this is a stamp, just some banners cut from the paper. These butterflies are cut with my Martha Stewart punches. And this is a cutout from the paper here, and I just added a button and a twine, and just some more cutouts from the paper, layered. And yeah, so there's a metal charm, got it from eBay, another button, top of some burlap, and flatback pearls, and some pom-pom trim. And this is washi tape. And on this paper here, I just stenciled a doily using my Prima stencil, and I just sprayed it with the Lindy Stamp Gang Glimmer Mist in one of the golden colors. So I really like how this card turned out. And here's the inside. Just made a heart and some banners, and just this is just from the paper. And here is also the paper. So really quick and easy cards, and love making these. And on this one, there are some more flowers, and you can see the banners layering with the buttons. And this is a trellis rose, an open rose, and more open roses all the way here. And this teardrop trim, a piece of lace, just scraps. When I make these cards, I try to use scraps. So if I've colored roses and I haven't used them on other projects like this one, then I try to incorporate it into my cards. And I when I clean my table, I just, I do sort the things to a certain point when I can't be bothered, and I just put them all in a box and I just use them for cards and stuff. So here's another one of those butterflies with a beaded body. And this is just a wooden embellishment from my stash, and some burlap, and an acrylic flower, and the cottage roses from Orchid Crafts, and some open roses, some Tuscany rosebuds, and a hip rosebud. And I just painted some blue behind here, and drew some circles and put some white in them, and just a little piece of trim down here and there, and a bow. So inside, again, just some banners and a cutout from the paper. And here's the back of the card. And then there's this. This is an image from Magic Moonlight Free Images, and I drew some hearts here. And this is a stamp, just a banner cutout, and did some painting on the background, and some roses, cottage rose, open roses, some blooms behind, a wooden button, some twine. And that's that card. And inside the banners, and just some layered paper here, and that's masking tape. And this is the back. And then the last card that I'm going to show you is this. And the screams that, if you hear some screams in the background, it's just some cats fighting outside. Sorry about that. And just open roses, and one of those daisies. It's really pretty, and a heart with some lace on it. That's just a tile that I made. So I just cut it and just went around it with my black paint dabber. And these are just some stamps here. That's a background stamp from Chuck Baroque Stamps. And this is just a background stamp. And this. And that's again from the embossing folder. Now I remember what it's called. Embossing folder from Tim Holtz. And this piece. So just cut those in two and added those. And this also is from an embossing folder and just some stamping. And flatback pearls, and just painted them black and put some gold rub and buff on them. And some pom-pom trim. And here's the inside of the card, and here's the back. Yeah, so those are the cards that I made. I really hope you like them, and I hope I've inspired you to make some cards of your own and use up some scraps and have fun. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and take care. Hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.